variety. So it should seem kind of fresh. So let's just start warming up. So standing nice and tall. As always, if you want to put music on where you are, you can feel free to do that. This isn't a rhythm-based class or anything, so if there's any workout music you want to use, feel free. But just take a couple of big shoulder rolls up and back, just opening through the fronts of the shoulders, waking up all the muscles surrounding them. And then take them back and forward, same thing. Just really rounding the shoulders, articulating through all those muscles. And then add the arms. So take a big arm circle up and back. You can take a little bend of the knees. Do about 5 of these in your first direction. And then take about 5 the opposite way, same thing. So if you're making a big enough circle, you should actually feel the muscles around your shoulder start to fire up. It's a really nice way to start to activate those muscles. Once you do 5 each way, cross one arm over your body and just take some wrist circles here. Articulating through the fingers, really working through all the muscles in the wrist. Take about 5 one direction and then 5 the other direction. So just to warm up all the little muscles we're going to be using. When you take 5 both ways, do the other arm. So cross the other arm across. Take 5 wrist circles. Once you do 5 in one direction, take them back the other way. Once you finish all your wrist circles, release those arms, shake it out for a second, and then take your feet slight external rotation here. So just heels and toes out, not extreme. Just take a big side bend over one way. You can look up towards that arm or down. We're just aiming for a stretch in the obliques here. Trying not to back bend, so knit together the front. Take a couple more seconds right here. Then switch to a low lunge into that same leg. So square the body off towards that leg. We're going to work through straightening and bending our front leg a few times. So start to just straighten that front leg, send the tailbone high, and then bend into that front leg. So we're starting to work into the mobility of the hip flexor and the hamstring. This can be as big or as small as you want. You can support with those hands. Make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on that hamstring right off the bat. Take about 2 more rounds of these bends and stretches, probably about 5 total. And now once you finish that last round, switch into a side lunge with both feet flat on the floor. So your hips are going to be elevated. You want kind of a flat back here. Just bring your hands to the middle. We're going to take some shifts side to side. Try not to change the level of your torso. So keeping the body nice and low, shift one way, then shift it back the other way. So starting to find some compression in the fronts of the hips as well as activating the legs. Take about 5 full rounds. This is my 3rd one right here. Couple more rounds. Try to keep that torso low. Last one right here. Once you finish that last round, straighten your legs, let your body fall low. Just taking a stretch into those hamstrings. You can take a little shift side to side, shake the head yes and no, whatever you need here. Then bend those legs, roll up through the spine. Bring your heels in, toes out again. We'll take our side stretch the other way. So just take it over the other direction. Same thing, knitting together the front, finding the stretch in the side of the body. Taking another moment here to work into these obliques, that whole left or right side. Now square yourself over that leg, finding your low lunge again. We're working through those straightening and bending of the legs about 5 sets. So when you're ready, start to straighten that front leg, then bend that front leg. Working into the hamstring, and then working into the hip. Try to keep the core really active here, so even though we're focusing on the legs, that core is still waking up. You have about 2 more rounds. Final round here. Once you finish that last round, switch it to your side lunge again. So this time bending into this leg, make sure the feet are nice and flat and parallel. Bring your hands back to the middle. Take about 5 sets of switching side to side. Just another chance to wake up those legs. Imagine you're like going into ninja mode, keeping the body nice and level. Take those 5 full sets. Once you finish those 5 full sets, feel free to straighten both legs again. Just let the body hang low. Second chance to just stretch it out in the hamstrings. You can start to bring your feet a little narrower if you want, targeting the hamstrings a little more. Let the head hang nice and heavy. And then from here, just bend your knees, start to roll up through the spine nice and slow. And hopefully your body's slightly warmer. So we're gonna move right into our glute section first. So grab your resistance band, put it around your thighs, just above the knee. So making sure that, and with this band always, if it starts to bug you, if it starts to move around, you can always lose it and do everything without it too. But you want probably about medium towards heavier resistance. You don't want a super light band here or else it's gonna start rolling. So first thing we're gonna do, as always, I'll demo first and then we'll move into our sets a bit. So first one, this will seem familiar. We're gonna do 5 sets of moving to our squat to a curtsy. So it's just gonna look like this. We're gonna go squat, squat, curtsy, going to the other side. We're gonna do 5 sets of that. Then holding our curtsy, we're gonna pulse 10 times, then 10 times into the other leg. And then, just so you know what we're doing in our total first set, then we're gonna take it to a curtsy on the first side. Hands can go wherever you want. That leg's gonna stay in the curtsy shape behind you and lift it up and down. So that external rotation in the legs, we're gonna do 10 of those. So that's 1 full set. So we're starting with that squat and curtsy. We're doing, let's see, 5 full sets right and left. Here we go. Make sure those feet are nice and wide. Remember, we want to send the hips back as far as you can go when you go down. So take it down and curtsy. And down. And curtsy. And down. Keep pressing the knees out. And down. And curtsy. That's 2. Take it down. And curtsy. And down, and curtsy, that's 3, 2 more sets, down, curtsy, down, curtsy, that's 4, final set, down, curtsy, and down, and curtsy. Now take it back to your first curtsy side, take a pulse here, pulse it down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to your other curtsy, same thing, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to your first curtsy side, those leg lifts to the back. So that back knee stays back, external rotation, here we go. Take it, 10, and 9, and 8, keep your balance. You can always grab onto something, 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Switch sides, other leg forward. Adjust your band if you need, 10 lifts. Take it, 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Shake it out for a sec. Release those legs, whatever you need. We get to do that all again. So this is your moment to breathe. We're gonna repeat that whole set of exercises. So readjust your band if you need. You may need to move it a little lower. Moving through our squat and curtsy first, 5 full sets. Here we go. Take it, squat, and curtsy. And squat, really resist the knees against that band. Squat, and curtsy, and squat, and curtsy. That's 2. Take it, squat, and curtsy, squat, and curtsy. That's 3. Squat, curtsy, squat, curtsy. That's 4. Final set. And squat, and curtsy. Take it back to your first side. 10 pulses here. Take your 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides, other leg forward, 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to your first curtsy side. 10 lifts of that back leg. So find your balance. Here we go. Take it, 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and shift, other side. Here we go, take it, 10, and 9, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work, you guys, shake it out. Release for a sec, keep that band on your knees though, because we're not done. So I'll show you the next set of exercises that we're doing. So it's another kind of squatty lungey series. So we're going to be lifting one heel then the other. So I'll demo. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a double pulse at the bottom of our squat, lifting one heel. So you're gonna pulse, lift, lift, both heels down, straighten, then switch. Lift, lift, both heels down, straighten. That's one set. We do 5 sets. Next one, we're gonna hold the bottom of our squat. So your tailbone needs to be back really far. Think back almost parallel to the floor. You're gonna reach and touch the floor on the outside of one foot, then the other. Outside, outside. So going to the right and left is one set, 5 full sets. Final thing is we're going to move through a lunge, squat, lunge. So we're gonna go pulse, pulse, to the middle, middle, other side, and middle. That's one set, and we do 4 sets of that. So that's all. Take a deep breath. Moving into those legs, starting with that single heel lift with the double pulse in the squat. So feet come nice and wide. Make sure that that band is above the knees. Arms go wherever you want. Right heel lifts first. Here we go. Take a pulse, pulse, stand up, and heel goes down. Other heel, pulse, pulse, stand up, heel goes down. Pulse, pulse, stand. And pulse, pulse, stand. That's 2. Pulse, pulse, stand. Pulse, pulse, stand. That's 3. Pulse, pulse, stand. Pulse, pulse, stand. That's 4. Final set. Pulse, pulse, stand. And pulse, pulse, stand. Now bring it to the bottom of that squat. We reach the outside of the foot. Take it down, and down, and down, and down. That's 2. Keep sitting those hips back. 3, and 4. Final set, out, and out. Stand it up. Reset the band if you need. We're moving through the right lunge, middle, left lunge, middle with those pulses. Arms go wherever you want, maybe to the hips. So starting on that first side, dropping that back knee down for 2, through the middle, other side, then middle. That's 1. Take a lunge, lunge, middle, middle, lunge, lunge, middle. That's 2. If your band's rolling up, you can always adjust it. Lunge, middle, middle, lunge, lunge, middle, middle. This is our final round right here. And middle, and lunge, and middle. Let it go. Shake it out for a sec. Keep the band on the legs, though we're not quite done there. So with that one, we're going to repeat just the first 2 exercises. So the single heel lift and the pulses, and then the holding the bottom of the squat and reaching. So take a second to breathe, reset the feet, reset your band. Single heel lift with that pulse. Arms go where you want. Here we go. Take the right heel, down, down, stand. Left, down, down, stand. And down, down, stand. And down, down, stand. That's 2. Down, down, stand. Down, down, stand. That's 3. Down, and stand. Down, stand. That's 4. Final set. Down, and up, and down, and up. Bend both knees. Come to the bottom of your squat. Reach to the outside. Take it out, and switch, and switch, and switch. That's 2. And out, and out, and out. That's 4. Final set. Out, and out. Let it go. Stand it up. Shake it out for a second. Next thing, we're going to lose that band. So take the band off of the thighs. Final little standing exercise here. So 2 different exercises we're gonna do. The first one, hands will be on the hips, and we're gonna step one leg back. It's gonna stay on the same leg the whole time. We're going to go pulse, pulse, stand all the way up, elbow to the knee. So that happens from twisting versus just crossing the arm over the body. So we really twist, then we go back down, down, elbow to knee. We do 5 of those on each side. And then we're gonna do side lunges. We're gonna go side lunge, lift, all on the same leg. And we're gonna do 5 on the right, 5 on the left. So, coming to your first side, 2 pulses at the bottom, elbow comes up to the knee as you stand. Hands stay on the hips, keep that spine nice and tall. Here we go. Take it down, down, twist, elbow to the knee. And down, down, twist, elbow to the knee. And down, down, and twist. And down, down, twist. Final one, down, down, twist. Shake it out. Switch sides. Other leg forward, hands come to those hips. Here we go. Take it down, down, elbow to the knee. Down, down, use your obliques. Down, down, elbow to the knee. Down, down, and twist. Final time, down, down, twist. Let it go, shake it out. Moving into the side lunge with the leg released to the side, but this one we want to make sure the leg stays parallel so we don't turn it out, turn it in. So take those feet nice and wide, arms can go wherever, probably in front of you. Here we go, we stay on the same side. Take it down and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift. Last one, down and lift. Shake it out. Let's go to the other side. Take the feet nice and wide. Be careful with how much force you use to push to that standing leg. We don't want to overdo it. So hands come to the middle. Take it down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Last one, down and up. Let it go, shake it out. Release those legs, take a deep breath. So we're just gonna be done with glutes. First glute section is done, so take a deep breath. Grab some water, you guys, do whatever you need. Next thing, we are getting into our abs section, starting with some planks. So for this today, we're gonna keep a band on our ankles for this entire section, pretty much. So in your planks, you should feel tension probably when your feet are hip width distance. I don't think the band is gonna move around too much. If you do need to take your feet a little bit wider in your planks today, you can feel free to do that. So when you're ready, put your band around your ankles. And then from here, just to lay out what we're doing. So I'll show you our first set of exercises. We're gonna do 30-second forearm plank center, 30 seconds on the right, 30 seconds on the left, 30 seconds center. So same thing we've done every week. From there, next thing we're gonna do is 5 sets in forearm plank of stepping to the right and left with the band on those ankles. Then we're gonna alternate pulse our legs. So we're gonna take one leg up, pulse it 10 times, other leg, pulse it 10 times. Then from there, this is gonna be the new one. So we're gonna come into a side plank, hovering the top leg. So we're keeping tension on the band the whole time. Then we're gonna thread through to come to the other leg, same thing. So that's one set. We're gonna aim for 5 sets. Now that one's tricky because you can't release tension on the band. So it makes you check if you're really engaging those outer hips. So that's our first set. And we don't repeat any of it. We only do it all one time. So know that you don't have to save it for anything. All right, so band is on the ankles. Starting with 30-second forearm plank in 3, 2, 1. Come into that forearm plank. As always, checking on your form. Make sure your legs are really active here, core is strong. Press the floor away from you with your forearms. Keep breathing. You might feel a little resistance with that band. That's okay. You're working the outer hips and outsides of the legs. We're almost there. You have 5 more seconds. And release the hips down for just a second. Setting up on your forearm plank for your first side. So this one, you can bring the feet together. The band will go slack, but no big deal because we're going to be using it stretched later. So side plank in 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds. Bring it on up. Don't worry about that band. Keep the core nice and strong. Really lift from your bottom obliques. Strengthening that shoulder as well. Make sure the legs stay active. You're already halfway there. Keep breathing. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring those hips down. Final side, going over to the other side. 30-second plank in 3, 2, 1. Lift those hips up. Hold it here. Keeping those glutes squeezed, legs are active. Work the bottom obliques. Making sure you're not leaning back or piking forward. That's top side is stacked right over the bottom side. 10 more seconds. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, bring it down to the middle. Final 30-second push in our middle plank. Band is still around those ankles. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. 30 seconds in the middle. Keep breathing. As you start to fatigue, don't let it sacrifice form. Your legs are still really active. The shoulders should be working as well. Halfway there. Five more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, bring those hips down. Take a little second here because we're gonna go right back into those planks. So if you need to release the shoulders, make sure the band is readjusted to the ankles again if it moved. Next thing is our steps side to side in our forearm plank. 5 full sets going to the right and left. When you're ready, start to set up that forearm plank again. Step the feet back behind you. Here we go. Right foot steps out and in. Left foot out, in. Right foot out, in. Left out, in. Right out, in. Left. 2 more sets. Out, in, out, in. Final one. And let it come down. Take a momentary Sphinx pose. Just releasing through the core. Next thing when we come back into that plank is going to be 10 pulses with one leg up. Doesn't need to be a big movement. You have that band on your ankles, so it restricts the range of motion a lot. So when you're ready, set it up for that forearm plank again. Tuck those toes, lift the hips up. 10 pulses with that right leg. Here we go. Take it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs, other leg. Take it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Stretch out the abs for a second. Final one. We're working through those side planks, threading the arm through. This is going to be the hardest one because we want to keep that band at tension the entire time. So you really have to control the height of your legs. So 5 full sets, 1 set is right and left. So when you are ready, let's start in our middle plank. Then shift yourself over to one side. Lift your top leg up. There you go. Now thread the arm under, switch sides, other leg lifts up. That's 1. Thread it through, side plank, up. Thread it through, side plank, up. That's 2. Thread, side plank, up. Thread, side plank, up. 2 more sets. Thread, side plank, up. Thread, side plank, up. Last time. Thread, side plank, up. And thread, side plank, up. And release. Nice work, you guys. That's a hard one. It's hard to keep the band at tension the whole time, so really good work. We're done with that set, done with our planks. I'm going to show the next set of exercises now You guys get to take a break while I show. So this one, band stays on the ankles. And with this, we're gonna take kind of a long Sphinx pose. So think elbows are slightly forward of the shoulders. Your neck stays nice and long, toes are gonna tuck. Engage to they're about hip width distance. Now you're gonna work with that band. You're gonna slightly lift the feet, step them wide, lower the feet down, then lift back to hip width down. So it's a small movement, but really working into the outer hips and glutes. So we're gonna do 10 of those. Then feet are gonna press into the floor. You're gonna do 10 back ups. So just 10 lifts of the back, think crunching to the back. Then we're gonna take our side crunches. So holding at the top, legs press down. We bring one elbow to the hip, then center, other elbow, and center. That's one set, we'll do 5 sets. And then final one, we come back to that long Sphinx pose. Toes will tuck. We're gonna do the same motion one leg at a time. So it's gonna go right leg out, in, left leg out, in. You can always play with this with no arms down if you want to work the back a little more. All right, that's all. So when you're ready, bring yourself into that long Sphinx pose. So elbows slightly forward, toes tuck at hip width distance, both feet move out and in 10 times. Here we go. Take them out and in, and out and in. 3, in, 4, good guys, and 5. Make sure your spine feels long, so it's a little more of an extension versus a back bend. 3 more, 7, and 8, and 9, last one, 10, and tops of the feet on the floor going right into those back ups, hands come behind the ears, press the feet down, we lift and lower 10 times, just the upper body. Lift it up and down. 2, and down. 3, and down. 4, and down. 5, down. 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Release it down for a second. If you need to windshield wiper your legs, do whatever you need. Just release the low back. Next one is our little side crunches. So when you're ready, tops of the feet come back to the floor, hands come behind the ears. Lift the chest up, right elbow to right hip. Use the obliques and center, left side, left, and center. Try to keep both hips square on the ground, and center, and left, and center. Here's our third one, and center, and left, and center. Press the feet down, right, and center, left, and center. Last one to the right, and center, and left, and center. Release. Release the low back. Again, we have our final set of exercises here. The single legs out and in. So it's going to be that long Sphinx pose. Right leg steps to the side to hip width distance, then left leg. So when you're ready, just check that this kind of long Sphinx isn't too back bendy. It's going to make it a lot of pressure go into the low back. So make sure the arms are extended out in front of you. Think that like if you looked down and out, your hands would be underneath your eyes. So from here, tuck those toes, engage the legs, starting with the right leg. Right leg steps out, back to the middle. Left leg out, back to the middle. Initiate from the glutes, out, and middle. Left leg, and middle. Right leg out, and middle. Left leg out, and middle. Maybe for the last few sets, no arms. Right leg, middle, left leg, middle, right leg, middle, and left leg. Relax, let it come down. Take the band off of your ankles. We're done with that for now. So place that to the side. Do whatever you need to release your low back. So if you need to take a child's pose, if you need to windshield wiper, take a twist, whatever you need. I will demo the next set because they are new. So with this one, there are going to be 2 variations for the first set of exercises, and you can figure out which one works for you. One is extremely challenging compared to the other. So with this one, we're going to be on all fours. And the simple movement is going to be literally just stepping your right leg back and in, left leg and in. So we've done that with bands before. The catch with this is that we're gonna tuck the toes and hover the knees off the mat. So you're gonna step out and in and out and in. Now, if this bothers the wrists, do it with your knees down, you'll still get a benefit. Now, how much you hover those knees is gonna affect how hard it is. I find that actually if it's just like 1 inch off the mat, it's way harder than if you lift them like 4 inches off the mat. So lower is better, but have them off. So we're gonna do 5 sets of extending the right and left leg. Then the next challenge is gonna be coming to that elevated position, opposite arm is leg, and down. Other way, and down. It's really hard. It's easy to lose your balance. So you can always do that knee down as well. Final set of exercises is we're gonna do the one I was experimenting with. We're gonna place the block on the sacrum, so not on our foot. And we're gonna extend one leg, then the other. And the trick is gonna keep that block from falling off. So we have to keep the hips really square. So we're gonna take that right leg bent at 90 degrees, lift it up and down. It can be a really small motion because we don't want that block to fall off. We don't wanna unsquare the hips. So we'll do 5 lifts of each leg. So that's all we're in for. Take a deep breath, coming to all fours. Remembering you can experiment with that hover of the knees. So higher is actually easier, right off the floor is harder. So when you're ready, hands underneath those shoulders, tuck those toes, hover the knees. Here we go, right leg, extend it out and in. Left leg out and in. Don't let the back bend, out and in, and left and in. Right leg out and in, left leg and in, right leg out and in, left leg and in. Last time, right leg and in, left leg and in. Let the knees come down. Sit back for a sec, shake out the wrists. So next one, like I said, is gonna be really challenging, especially if you're hovering that knee. So just go as far as you can go. You don't have to find like full straight arm and leg the whole time. So same thing with alternate arms and legs. Bring your hands to the mat. Here it comes, all fours. Tuck your toes, lift those knees 2 inches. Right arm, left leg, or whichever way feels good. Take it your first side. Out, lower it down. Use your control. Other side, out and down, and out, and down, out, and down. That's 2. Out, and down, out, down. That's 3. Out, down, out, down. That's 4. Final set. Out, down, and out, down. Let it go. Sit the hips down, shake out those hips, release. Final set is placing the block on that sacrum, 90-degree lifts of that leg. When you're ready, make your way there. And if the block falls off, you can either replace it or just forget it entirely. Do whatever works for you. So take the block to those hips. And again, sacrum, so it doesn't need to be like down on your glutes. It can be at more low back area. Make sure it's even. Take both hands underneath your shoulders. Right leg is first. So lift that right leg up 90 degrees. And gentle lift here 10 times. Lift and lower. 9 and lower. 8 and lower. Keep the hips square. 7 and lower. 6 and lower. 5 and lower. 4 and 3 and 2. Final one here. 1. Knee goes down, switch sides. If you need to readjust the block, feel free to do so. Left leg bends to 90, 10 lifts. Here we go. Take it up and down. 9, down. 8, down. 7, down. 6, down. 5, and 4, and 3. Last 2. And 1, knee comes down, remove your block, release, shake out the wrists, whatever you need. So we're moving into our second glute section next. So I'm gonna show the different ones. Some of it will be familiar, some of it is some new glute exercises in our bridge sequence today. So first thing, nice and simple, in our bridge, we're just gonna lift the hips up and down 10 times. You can have the block in between your knees if you want. I always encourage that. So just 10 lift and lowers. If I remember what's next, the next thing, oh, this one's good. So we're gonna take the block underneath the pelvis at the second height level, so not flat, but level 2. You're gonna lift it, place it underneath the hips, and you wanna feel supported there. You're gonna lift one leg, then synchronize it to go, then switch other leg. So there's gonna be that moment where your legs kind of meet in the middle and then arrive at the top. So this is as much core as it is glutes. If anything, I think it's more core for that one. So we're gonna do that 5 full sets. Then we are going to take the block in our hip crease. So you're kind of gonna have the knee pressed into that block, squeezing here, and then single leg lifts. So or single presses of the hips. So one leg down, lifting those hips. We're gonna do 10 on each side. Then final one is no block involved. We're going to take the leg into the chest, then lift and extend. Leg in, lift and extend. So we're aiming to get one leg, one thigh, right in line with the other thigh. And that's all. So take a deep breath. We're gonna have a break in between each set. So setting yourself on your back for bridge, have that block handy. You can place it in between your thighs. You can always use a Pilates ball in between your thighs as well. That can be really nice. So first things first, 10 lift and lower. So make sure your toes are forward, hands down by your sides, control the up and down. Here we go. Lift it up and down, and up and down, and 8, and 6, 5 more, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and hips come down, release for a second, shake out the legs. If you need to take a little release of the inner thighs, feel free. So next thing, we're placing that block at level 2 underneath our pelvis. So lifting those hips up, place it underneath the hips. Start to just find a spot. Nick, you can play with that. You want the back to feel long here. So like that nice flat line from your collarbone to the hip bones. Hands come down by your sides again. Lift that right leg up to tabletop position. Now gently switch, coordinate. We want them to move at the same time. That's half a set. And switch again. That's 1 full set. And switch. Don't let the ribs splay. Switch. That's 2. And switch. And switch. That's 3. And switch. And switch. That's 4. And switch. And switch. That's 5. Let's do a few more. And switch. And switch. Keep that core strong. And switch. And switch. Let's make this our last set. And switch. And switch. And release. Let both feet come down. Lift the hips up. Remove the block. From here, we are taking that block in our right hip crease. So draw the knee into the chest. Feel that squeeze of the block. Flex your right foot nice and strong. Hands come down by the sides. Left leg presses us into that bridge 10 times. Here we go. Lift it up and down. Keep squeezing the right knee into the chest. Up and down. And up and down. This is 4 and down. And 5. Down. 6. Down. 7. Down. 8. Down. 2 more. 9. Down. Last one. 10. And down. Release. Shake it out for a second. Switch your block over to that other side. So this time coming into the left hip crease. Really squeeze it into the chest. Flex that foot nice and strong. Reset the arms. 10 on this second side. Here we go. Lift it up and down. And up and down. This is 3 and down. And 4 and down. And 5 and down. 6 down. 7, we're almost there. And 8 down. 9, Last one, 10. Let it go, shake it out, remove that block. Give your glutes a break for a second. We have our final set. We draw the knee into the chest and lift the hips as we extend the leg. Let's aim for 5 on each side. And then if we're feeling good, we can add another. But I think 5 is gonna be plenty. So reset those feet, arms come down by the sides, draw the right knee into the chest. Remember, we extend so that the thigh comes level with the other thigh, so keep them parallel to each other. Here we go. Lift it up and extend. Draw it in and lower. Lift up, extend. Draw in and lower. 3 more. Lift up, extend. Draw in and lower. Lift up, extend. Draw it in and lower. Final one, lift, extend. Draw in and lower. And release, switch legs. Other knee comes into the chest. Check that that other foot is pointing straight forward, nice and parallel. Here we go, final set. Extend, lift the hips. Lower, draw it in. Extend and lift. Lower, draw it in. Extend and lift. Lower, draw it in. 2 more, extend and lift. Lower, draw it in. Last one, extend, lift. Lower, draw it in. And relax, draw your knees into your chest for a second. Do whatever you need to relax your back. Maybe that's a happy baby, but our bridges are over, which is great news. So when you're ready, sit yourself up. We're going into our side lying series next. So working into those clamshells. The band on the thighs is totally optional here. I think I'm gonna go for using it today, but don't feel like you have to. So if your glutes are feeling a little tired, don't bother with the band. Otherwise, you can put it above your knees. So clamshells are going to be really straightforward today. We're going to do 10 simple clamshells. Then we're going to do 10 with our feet elevated. So we've done both of those versions before. Then as a reminder, it's been a while since we've done this one. We're going to do the clamshell, lift into modified side plank. So you may need to move your knees back a little bit for that one. Then we're going to lift our hips, hold that top in the side plank, and then we're going to extend the top leg lifting here. And then we're gonna do circles one way then the other. So that's everything we're gonna do. I'll count us through all of it. So first things first, simple clamshells. And if you're more comfortable doing your regular ones down on your elbow, feel free, and then you can just make your way down to your forearm when it's time. But wherever you choose to go, here we go, simple clamshells. Open it, out, and close. And out, and close. This is 3, and close, and 4, and close, and 5, and close, and 6, close, 7, close, 8, close, 9, close, and 10, close. Elevate those feet, same thing. Take it, open, and close, and open, and close. Initiate it from the glute. 3, close, and 4, close, 5, close, and 6, close, 7, close, 8, and 9, and 10. Nice work, you guys. Bring those feet down. Move the knees back a little bit so that you're in alignment when you lift the hips. Come to your forearm if you weren't there already. 1 clamshell, 1 lift hip, or hip lift. There we go. We're doing that 5 full times. So when you're ready, keep the bottom obliques nice and strong. Open it out and close. Lift the hips and down. Open it out. Close. Lift the hips down. Open out. Close. Lift the hips down. 2 more sets. Close. Lift the hips down. Final one, open, close. Now hold the hips at the top, extend your top leg, lift and lower 5 times. Take it up and down, 2 and down, 3 and down, 4, down, 5, circle the leg, take it, circle, 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, reverse your circle, take it, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, release, let the hips come down, Switch over to your other side. So take a second if you need to shake out your hips a little bit, feel free. Final glute exercise of the class, then we get into our final core sequence. So coming down, setting yourself up however you did it on the first side, bringing that hand to the hip or in front of you. 10 open and closes. Here we go. Open it out and close. 9 and close. 8, close. 7, close. 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Elevate the feet. Same thing here. Take it. 10, close. 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and release. Move the knees back a little bit if you need. 5 sets of a clamshell, moving into our modified side plank. Here we go. Open it out and close. Lift the hips and lower. Open out, close, lift the hips and lower. Open out, close, lift the hips, lower, out, close, and lift. Final time, out, close, lift, hold it at the top, extend your top leg, 5 lift and lowers. Take it up and down, 4 and down, 3, down, 2, down, 1, circle it up and back. Take a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse, back and forward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release, shake it out. Remove the band from your legs, rest for a second. I'm gonna show you guys the next set of exercises. So this one, we're gonna move from kind of a tabletop position on our backs, and I'll just show you each thing that we're gonna do. So first thing, arms can either be back behind you for an extra challenge in a cactus shape by your sides, or literally down by your sides. You're gonna bring your legs to tabletop position, flexing the feet. Now without changing anything in your torso, you're gonna lower one leg down and lift, then the other. And it seems really simple, but you wanna completely isolate that leg so nothing else moves. So that's our first thing. Second thing, we're gonna take the arms to mimic the legs. We're gonna go same arm as leg. Actually, let's go opposite, that makes more sense. Opposite arm as leg, and center, switch, and center. Again, keeping the core totally strong. Final one, we're gonna extend. So we're gonna go extend and center, extend and center. So nothing changes in the torso the whole time. Lots of control. We're gonna do essentially 5 sets of each. Super simple. So setting yourself up for the first one. Arms are down, either in cactus, back behind you, or palms on the floor. Legs come to tabletop position. Before you do anything, expand the back, narrow the front, flexing those feet. Alternate leg lowers here. So right leg, take it down and up. Try to initiate it from the lowest abs when you bring it up. Right leg again, right leg and up. Left leg down and up, right leg down and up, left leg down and up. Final set, right leg and up, left leg and up. Leave your legs in that tabletop position. Bring your arms to mimic the legs. Now opposite arm as leg here. Here we go. Right leg, left arm. Tap them down and up. Don't let anything change in the torso. Down and up and right and up. Try to make the arm and leg move at the same pace, same coordination. Here's our third set, and up and down and up. 2 more sets, down and up and down and up. Last one, take it down and up and down. Same thing, extend the arm and leg, first side. Extend it out. They don't need to touch the floor. In fact, it's harder if they don't. And into the middle. Extend and hover, into the middle. Extend and hover. Maintain the integrity in your core. Extend and hover. That's 2. Extend and hover. And in. Extend and hover. That's 3. 2 more sets. Extend and hover. This is always so much harder than you think it's going to be. Extend and hover. And in. Last time. Extend and hover. And in. Extend and hover. And in. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Release. That one is always incredibly effective. The more that you can stabilize that middle part of your body. Okay, so this is going to be the one where I encourage you to approach it with a sense of humor. So I'm going to show this one first, and I have 2 balls, and I may end up going with the more deflated one because it might be easier, but you can do this with a block as well. So if you have a block, you're going to place it on your shins, and the goal is that block does not leave your shins. If you have a ball, it's going to make it infinitely more maybe fun and frustrating at the same time. But we're going to do a few different sets of exercises here. So first, we're going to keep the chest and legs, or chest and arms down on the floor. You're just going to extend with control and then draw it in 5 times. As you'll notice with the ball, it rolls a lot. The goal is to keep those shins even and not let it fall. Second one, hands come behind the ears. Gentle crunch. You don't need to really force the chin into the chest. Try to keep the elbows as relaxed as you can. Same thing. Try to control the ball. Final one, we're going to come up to our elbows. Ball comes here again. Extend it out and in. So you might notice that your legs may not get all the way straight because otherwise you would have to lower them all the way down. So that's kind of up to you. If you have the block, same thing. You want to keep that block stable. Don't let it fall. So take a deep breath. Do it with a smile. Start with laying all the way down on your back. Bend those legs to tabletop. Press your object on your shins. Legs do not need to be right together. That's going to make it way harder. If you bring them a little bit wider than together, that's going to be easier. So first thing, shoulders are down. Just extend the legs 5 times. Take it out. This can be on your own time. So depending on how coordinated you are with this ball, which I'm not feeling very coordinated right now, however many you need. So we're taking 5 of them. Control the out and in. I'm actually finding legs together is easier with the ball. It might be harder with the block. So take those 5. And then when you finish those 5, we move into shoulders off. So once you finish the 5, hands come behind the ears. Elevate those shoulders. Same thing. Take it out nice and slow. Take it in. Take it out. 5 of them total in. So the key is just really keeping those shins parallel to the floor, which is a lot harder than you would expect. Make sure you get through those 5. Once you finish your 5th one here, sit it up. What I'm discovering too is momentum is not your friend in this exercise. You don't want to get too vigorous of an in and out because then everything just starts flying. So final one, we come to those elbows. Same thing. So make sure those shins are parallel to start. No momentum here. Control the out and in. Simply extend out and in and out and in. You have 5 of them. And out and in and out and in. Final one, out and in and release. Shake it out for a second. That one might be my new favorite purely because of how uncoordinated I feel the whole time. So put that one away. We're in our final 2 sets of exercises here. So this one, this will seem familiar. We've done a version of this before. We're gonna take bicycle legs using the block, but today the arms aren't gonna change. So the block is gonna come on top of your knees, both elbows come in, and you're gonna lift the shoulders. And then you're gonna extend one leg, then the other. You're gonna notice you really have to squeeze with the leg that isn't extended. So we're gonna do 5 sets of that. 1 set is to the right and left. Then from there, we're gonna take the arms down by the sides or underneath the tailbone. And this is gonna be a really subtle movement. You're gonna imagine lifting your toes to the ceiling as opposed to back over your head. You're gonna lift up and down. So this comes from the low abs. It's gonna be like barely any movement, but to add on to it, we're gonna do the lift, lower, legs go down, up. Lift, lower, legs go down and up. We're gonna do 5 sets of that. Then we're gonna add a twist. So we're gonna go lift and lower, legs go down, up, twist, lift, and lower, down, and up. That's 1 set. We're only gonna do 2 sets of that. I call this like the synchronized swimmer exercise. Think that your legs are coming up and out of the water, either straight or doing that twist and down. The goal is to keep them as vertical as possible. They will come back a little bit probably, and it doesn't need to be big. So starting with the bicycle legs, take your block, put it, if you were gonna have it at a level, it would be like level 1 height, horizontal, legs are hip width distance, bring your elbows to those legs, lift up the shoulders, keep squeezing that block. When you're ready, start with the right leg, extend it out, draw it in. Left leg extends, draw it in. Right leg out and in. Left leg out. Hands can hold onto the head if your neck gets tired. Right leg out and in. Left leg out and in. 2 more sets. Right leg and in. Left leg and in. Final set. Right leg and in. Left leg and in, shoulders down, release, let go of that block. So next we're getting into those hip lifts with the leg lower. First time is straight and square the whole time. 1 set is a lift and a leg lower. We have 5 sets. So like I said, hands can be down by your sides or underneath your tailbone. I suggest under the tailbone just because it helps control the lift and lower a little bit more. So legs go nice and straight. Think synchronized swimmer here. Legs come straight out of the water, lower them down, legs all the way lower, lift it up. Hips lift up, lower down, legs lower down, and up. That's 2. Hips lift up and down, legs lower down, and up. Hips up and down, legs down, and up. 1 more set, hips up and down, legs down, and up. Draw your knees into your chest for a second. Next thing is we're adding in the twist. So remember, this is really subtle. Imagine that you're tapping the ceiling with your toes. That's the best visual I can think of, like the coming out of the water, then moving right back down again. So bring those hands back under the tailbone or wherever you want them. Legs come to vertical. So it doesn't matter which way you twist first. Just remember we alternate each time. So when you're ready, hips lift and twist, and down, legs lower down, and up. Hips lift and twist, and down, legs lower down, and up. Hips lift and twist, and down, legs lower down, and up. Hips lift and twist, and down, legs down. Let's do 1 more full set. Hips lift and twist, and down, legs down, and up. Final time, hips lift, and down, legs down, and up. Draw both knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug. All right, and with that being said, final push. Last thing we're doing of this whole class, simple high boat to low boat 5 times, because we can't skip our boats. So high boat to low boat 5 times, and then we are done. So legs can be straight or bent. We're gonna hold at the top, hold at the bottom, so it's not like a tuck up, we're controlling it. So when you're ready, set yourself up for your boat pose. Legs straight or bent, arms reaching forward. Hold your high boat here for 3, 2, 1. Low boat, 4, 3, 2, 1. High boat up. 3, 2, 1. Low boat down. 3, 2, 1. High boat up. 3, 2, 1. Low boat down. 3, 2. You have 2 more sets. High boat up. Keep breathing. 2, 1. Take it down. 3, 2. Final time. Take it up. 3, 2, 1. And down. 3, 2. Let it go. Nice work, you guys. We made it. Just be glad we weren't trying to balance a ball on our shins or something while we did that. So shake it out. Do whatever you need. You guys all know your bodies. You know your stretches. So I won't teach you through all of them, but make sure you do an ab stretch. So a back bend, something like that. Make sure you do a glute stretch. So a figure 4, a pigeon, a double pigeon, whatever you need there. Make sure you do a hip stretch. So fronts of the hips. So that's going to be like a dragon or an Anjaneyasana lunge. And then just take a hamstring and inner thigh stretch. So like a forward fold or a wide-legged forward fold. So just covering all your bases there. Any other areas that might be sore. I'm not unmute you guys, so if we want to chat about anything, we can